Hi class, I thought I would just give you a quick few tips as you're preparing here for your first test. First, remember that the test is open from Friday until Sunday. So you have 72 hours in which to take that test, but of course you have to do it in one sitting. Also keep in mind that you have to finish the exam by the 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. So if you start the exam at 11 p.m., you're only going to have the 59 minutes to take the test. So just as a warning as you're preparing. But then actually preparing for the test, some important things to do. Please make sure you're reviewing the feedback on the quizzes that I've given you. I find that students tend to make the exact same mistakes again on the test as they did on the quizzes. Make sure you're showing all of your work for all the calculations that you're doing. Make sure you're interpreting the values as you calculate them as well. Also, make sure you practice in the way that the test is going to be. So print out the formula sheet and the z-table and put everything else away. Then there's those practice problems out on Canvas. That little oval to the bottom of the page has practice problems, and there's some for the exam. You could print out that document and see what you can do and what you're not able to do to know where you're struggling a little bit more. And that might let you know where you need to ask questions. If you need more problems to practice, please keep in mind that iMath is now in review mode. What that means is you can go out there and complete any problem that you want, and it's going to have no effect on your grade. But the good news with iMath is that there's different numbers every time. So each time you try to work the problem, you can actually have different values to be working with. If you do end up having questions on iMath, though, as you're doing that, I like to warn you that I cannot see the exact problem that you're looking at anymore. So if you end up having a question on one of those, please make sure you send me the question so that I know what numbers you are working with so I can help you a little bit better. Finally, when you get ready to take the test, try to put it as less stressful of a time as you possibly can. I know that's hard since you're probably already stressed to begin with taking the test. But try to do your best to have that quiet environment. When you're taking it at your house, if you're like me and you have the kids, try to not have to be the one that worries about the children at that time. Although I do know distractions do happen. So if anything does happen during the exam, feel free just to talk to your camera and I can listen, just so I kind of know what's going on as well. And then if you want to, you can always follow that up with an email to let me know that there was a disturbance during your test as well. Finally, for the actual test, make sure that table and formula sheet is printed out. Some students find it very helpful to, in a sense, cut that formula sheet to only have those top few formulas on there that we've covered so far, so that they're not actually trying to look at formulas we haven't covered yet either. So those are just a few tips. Again, please keep in mind if you have questions and things are not easily to communicate over email, feel free to email me and we can try to set up a Zoom meeting where we can talk face to face a little bit. I can pull up your exact quiz, as I mentioned, your exact iMath quizzes that you've taken to talk through if you're not sure what some of my feedback is either. Again, please don't hesitate to contact me, post messages on the discussion boards. Please reach out if you have some questions. Otherwise, best of luck on the test. Hopefully you'll all do very well.